heat race number 1. And we've got Ryan Hunsinger out there, who I show as, oh, I've got the wrong heat. My goodness, why did I not look up? Josh Hansen in the 88H, 74 of Rob Neely on the outside of row number 1. What a rookie mistake. Lofton Schutz in the 10. The 52 is Jesse Costa. 43H is Ryan Hunsinger. Al Gilletta Jr. in the 22. The 49 of Lucas Smith. Paul Ballantyne in the 9. And Jeff Newham in the 24. One day I'll understand why we put heat race number 2 on top of heat race number 1, but that will not be tonight, Greg Calvin.
Rob Neely looking racy out in front. The veteran who's a rookie in this division, he'll lead lap number 1.
Neely in the front, but Jesse Costa right behind, and Josh Hansen. You add their ages together, not even close to Rob Neely behind the wheel in the 74.
There's Jesse Costa in that second spot in car number 52. We called him the heat race ace 1 year ago from all the heat race wins. Well, this year I don't even believe he has one yet, but he's got a feature win. And he's got that confidence. He's right in behind the 74 of Neely.
Wow, Ryan Hunsinger in the 43H wheels it into the pits. Problems for the Durnan Motors number 43 as he will take it to the attention of Jeff Durnan and the crew.
Off of corner number 4, cross flags in the air from starter Kyle McKenzie. Rob Neely leads over Jesse Costa. As they work it through corners 1 and 2, Jerry Hill back there in 3rd. Josh Hansen, the pole sitter, is slidden back to 4th. Lofton Schutz got sideways in front of Paul Ballantyne. Ballantyne keeps the nose of that car pointed in the right direction.
Lucas Smith, the impressive rookie in that 49L running 3rd as Rob Neely gets up towards the outside wall. So did Jesse Costa as we've got 2 laps to go.
Yeah, my apologies there. That is not Jerry Hill. That's Lucas Smith. How can I forget Lucas? He's been so good. Another one of those talented rookies running there in the 3rd spot, and he's tracking down the top 2.
He absolutely is. I think Jesse Costa is faster than Rob Neely, the race leader. He just doesn't see the opportunity to make a move. I think they're both running a similar line, and as long as Neely stays up there near the top of the racetrack, I don't think Jesse Costa can pass him.
Here they come through 3 and 4 the final time. Costa looks to the outside, dives down low. Here they come off the corner. Neely will get the win. Costa close to the line in 2nd. Smith comes home 3rd. Hansen will be 4th. The battle for 5th continues on. Paul Ballantyne will get it back from Lofton Schutz. Then it's Jeff Newham in the 24. And rounding up the field, Alan Gilletta.
Greg, do you know how many times I've sat in the grandstands and listened to an announcer and thought, why don't they just look out the tower? They're calling all the wrong names and numbers. And it's because it's on a sheet of paper and I'm looking down. You can't look up or you lose your spot on the page, and boy, did I step on it.
We'll forgive you.
Heat race number 2. Rolling out.
Did you see the van race last week?
Yes, I did.
That was a wild crash. The van race?
The Fantastics.
The Fantastics. The passenger got it on the cell phone. Did you see the cell phone video from inside the van?
I did.
Oh, my.
It was gut-wrenching.
We need to share that. Green flag is out in the second qualifying heat for the Strickland GMC Crate Sprint Car Division.
5 cars go to the main event. Jacob Dykstra drove it hard into turn number 1, slid up the racetrack, but Sean Evans even higher on the track, able to keep that smooth high line. He'll take the lead and start to pull away.
Down into corner 1, Sean Evans leading the way, and what a fantastic year he has had. 2 wins already this season, but they both come away from Osh Weekend. One at Merrittville and one last Saturday night down at South Buxton.
And of all the drivers in our Crate Sprint Car Division, he is not the one that I would think would have been the best traveler. We've got a lot of young racers who've run a lot of different racetracks. I thought they might have an advantage. A Ryan Hunsinger who's raced everywhere.
Evans will lead lap number 3 at the line. Right behind him, Heron will take the spot away from Jacob Dykstra. Did it again. And in 4th, Liam Martin.
Liam Martin's made some nice passes out there in that 29. Now he's going to work over the back end of Jacob Dykstra. They work up at turn number 4. Dykstra not letting Brad Heron get too far away either.
Heron skates it up the track there and loses some ground to Jacob Dykstra, who begins to reel him back in for the 2nd spot. But out in front, Sean Evans checking out in that Total Reynolds number 87X.
And how about the driver in 5th, Greg? Matt Hill in that number 8. We saw him really struggle last season to get speed out of that race car. I don't know what's different this year for him, but he's been able to get the car into the show a couple of times. I don't know that he's qualified for every feature, but he's doing so much better out there.
This has definitely been his best 2 weeks in a row. Last year drove it into the A main and is looking solid here again tonight. White flag is out for Sean Evans out in front. Herron's running in second. Third, the battle is on, and Liam Martin takes it away from Jacob Dykstra, putting Dykstra back to fourth. And Hill still holding down that fifth spot.
And he had Paul Klager breathing down his neck. Klager's going to run out of time. Sean Evans takes the win. Brad Herron going to come home second. Here's the battle for third. It's going to be Liam Martin over Jacob Dykstra and Matt Hill not qualifying. Paul Klager, Davey Boughton, and Trevor Young. The saying I used on my son Connor all the time when he's racing go-karts. Connor, if it was easy, everybody would do it. You look at guys like Paul Klager, who's raced a long time. Trevor Young, who not necessarily has raced a long time, but has shown moments of great speed. Those guys didn't qualify. They didn't make it.
No, it's going to be a tough B main here tonight for the Strickland GMC Crate Sprint Car Division. Still a couple of qualifying heats to go. Thank you, Hunter Hertendi, who sent Rentals number 49H in the fifth starting spot out of Oshwegan, the Canada Fuels Nitro 54 Variety 9C of Brian Nanakoke. And in position number 6, the defending champion out of Delhi, the Aero Express O'Neill's Farm Equipment number 1 of Holly Porter. Starting in 7th out of Hagersville, the dmstyres number 99 of Mike Bell. And Aaron Turkey out of Oshwegan in the 68. He'll go 8th in the Case IH Rochester Nighthawks Aero Express Styres Racing Machine.
A sluggish start. Brandon Merle brought the field down to the green at his own pace. 3 wide for the lead. And Derek Lemaire out of Hamilton in the Burger Barn number 56 wants to have a good showing in front of all of the Burger Barn guests. He's going to lead lap 1.
How about Aaron Turkey? Started in the 8th spot and at the line, position number 3. Here he goes for second.
It's all about momentum and finding the right lane. If you find the lane that gets the opening where you can put your foot to the floor, there's a big advantage there as Aaron Turkey trying to make a move on Jerry Hill. Hill making that 49 car fairly wide as Holly Porter starts to close in.
Derek Lemaire out in front. Jerry Hill in second. Aaron Turkey has kind of settled now into the 3rd spot. With Holly Porter riding in fourth, and Brandon Merle and Derek Miller going at it for that 5th spot. Brandon Merle has gone through a lot of vinyl wrap on his wings this season. Good thing he owns a company.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. But the pressure when you own a vinyl company is you have to letter your race car. Even if you rip the decals off each and every week, you've got to keep pouring new ones back on. Look at the run at a turn number 2 for Jerry Hill.
Yeah, he really stormed off of corner number 2. Now looks low in corner 3. Gets by Derek Lemaire, goes up the track. Lemaire looks low at the line. Hill leads the lap just barely.
Lemaire got around Hill. Hill got back around Lemaire, and that's how they go down the back straightaway into turn number 3.
Kyle McKenzie's going to tell them that it's 2 laps left to go. Hill, your leader, over Lemaire, Turkey, and Porter. Merle holding down to the 5th spot, and probably one of his best runs so far this year.
Brian Nanakoke goes around, not going to keep it running, so he has come to rest on the inside of turn 2.
2 laps left to go in this one, and Clinton Jeffrey down there on the scene.
Yeah, guys, don't see anything wrong with the Nanakoke machine here, just trying to bump it out of gear to get him up the hill. And he's all right. Everything looks to be good. We'll just get him pushed off and send him back out there.
Those are the kind of things that are nice to hear, right? When people put forth the effort to put on a awareness-raising campaign that gets support.
Great crowd on hand here tonight, and going to see some great feature racing in just a little while, but we still have a couple of heat races to finish off for the Strickland GMC Crate Sprint Car Division. Jerry Hill
with a great launch out of turn number 4. Left Derek Lemaire in the dust as Michael Bell up in the loose stuff. I learned something interesting on my walk around the track, Greg. Let's talk about it after this race. 1 more lap to go and the battle is on for second.
Yeah, 3 cars going at it. Derek Lemaire and the Styres team. Holly Porter will grab second away from Lemaire, and Turkey gets shuffled back into 4th.
Aaron Turkey back to 4th. Derek Lemaire trying to hang on to 3rd. Jerry Hill takes the win. Holly Porter, Derek Lemaire, Aaron Turkey, Brandon Merle, Brian Nanakoke, Derek Miller, Michael Bell.
Well, guys, tough break for Brian Anacoke. Looks like he qualified through the racing portion, but clipped that restart cone. He will go back 2 spots, and that will not let him qualify.
Yikes. He will go to the B main.
Actually, Adam, maybe you could clarify with Joe Skotnicki what the actual ruling is. Does he have to go tail in this, or just 2 spots for clipping the cone? I don't want to make an official statement wrong.
I'm not sure if Joe talks to us like Doug Leonard does. I know that you don't talk to Joe when he's got his race directing glasses on.
You know, we joke about these guys a lot, Doug and Joe filling in tonight, but it is the
Number
toughest.
4, starting spot number 3 at a Beachville, the Wild Sprinting DeGroot Hill Chevrolet. Number 5 at DJ Christie, starting 4th at a Niagara Falls. Bailey Hurt in the Pro Battery Shop, number 70. Josh Giraldi at a Beachville in the Oxford Custom Machining, number 17. Blaine Barrow out of Welland in the J&J Auto Racing's 3B will start 6th. 7th, Josh Hill out of Six Nations in the 69. And AJ Lewis in the Instant Installation 24A out of Stony Creek. We'll get back to your turn 2 story.
Well, and I'm also impressed you didn't just say the starting lineup is what Adam said before the first heat. Down into turn number 3, Hannah Farrell looking for that breakout run in the Oakland Transport number 4, leads lap number 1.
Hannah Farrell looking racy this year, taking over in that Bar Motorsports number 4 for Mac the Man, and looking for her first feature win. Strong out front here in this first qualifying heat.
Bailey Hurt on the inside of AJ Lewis. I'm not sure who was making a move on who, but it got awfully close there between 3 and 4. Now AJ Lewis will drive to the inside, slide up in front of Hurt, and Hurt's going to drive back to the inside of Lewis.
Hurt to the inside of that Instant Insulation 24. Now that car had been number 81 earlier on this year. They've got all the decals on the car now. Looks great for AJ.
Yeah, really nice looking car, and a great battle between Bailey Hurt and the 70 and AJ Lewis as they race for the 4th position, the 3 spots ahead of them. Really not up for grabs at the moment.
We've talked a lot about that 3rd place driver, DJ Christie, but Stephen Beckett has really impressed me to start this year as well. He's running in the 2nd spot, and I believe he's beginning to catch Hannah Farrell just slightly.
Josh Giraldi gets up over the edge of turn number 2, which would be totally relevant had I told my story before this race.
So what is up in corner 2? Is it the golf balls?
No, I have always announced that you run out of banking off the end of the racetrack because it's flat up there. But watch this white safety truck. It is nowhere near flat. It goes off camber. It's like the outside of your toilet seat. So when you slide up over the edge, it's not flat. Like you can drive up. You're the boss. I almost took more pleasure in his awkwardness than he did having to tell me you're in trouble. I felt bad for that afterwards, but he did a great job. I took my lumps, and I'm not playing nice anymore because you made fun of me. But it was a fun week.
I throw 1 dart, and it's a counseling session. Green flag is back out with 3 laps left to go in this 4th and final qualifying heat. I've called it the first. You announced it as the first. 2 to go in the final qualifying heat of the night.
Hannah Farrell trying to hold off Stephen Beckett and DJ Christie. They are right there battling for that top spot. Farrell hasn't really felt much challenge, but they are right there behind her. Well, and to the oh my goodness.
Wow. How do they not destroy each other's cars there as Hannah Farrell and Stephen Beckett made contact right rear of Farrell into Beckett's left front, and they're both going to cross the line 1 and 2.
That will get your attention for sure. Beckett 2nd, Christie 3rd, Lewis 4th, Hurd in 5th, Josh Hill 6th, and finishing 7th is Blaine Barrow. Josh Giraldi comes home in 8th.
That just about got nasty. That was.
Everybody else, hopefully they'll stay and watch because it should be a good race, but you never know.
Field tightens up in the entry of corner number 3 and ready to come to the green flag. The last chance dance for the Strickland GMC Crate Sprint Car Division. We are underway, and Paul Klager will lead the pack down into corner 1.
Good start by Paul Klager, who was able to get up a little bit and block everybody else into turn number 1. So get a clear run into the corner. Ryan Hunsinger in the 43 still might be suffering some kind of problem. He drove into one hard and then kind of came up lame through turn 2.
Yeah, that Durham Motorsports 43H had problems in the heat and seems to be struggling off the drop of the green flag in this one. He will get by a couple of cars, though, and work his way toward the front.
He's got a long way to go and a short time to get there, Greg, if he wants to get into tonight's A main. The top four have driven away just a little bit. How about Davey Boughton in that 18X? There's a driver we talk about so very much, trying as hard as he can. He's been a racer in the mini stock division, got into the crates. He's the first to admit that he's racing on a shoestring budget, but he gives it his all each and every week. And he's in that last transfer, hoping to hang on and get into the dance.
Seems like every week he's in this position. He's either in the last transfer spot or he's just on the outside of it. Right now he's got it, and he's got about an 8 to 10 car length advantage over Jeff Newham.
And I know I mention it quite a bit, but I don't think I mention it enough. There's no mirrors in these race cars, and there's no radios, with the exception of hearing what the officials say to the drivers that they need to know. So there's no way to know if there's someone right behind you or if you've got a straightaway advantage, with the exception of what you're able to hear and what you're able to feel behind the wheel.
Well, he's not Jerry Reed, but he's eastbound and hammered down in that 43H. He's up to the 5th spot as the gunslinger gets by Jeff Newham. He needs one more spot to make it into the A main.
Halfway through this B main event, Ryan Hunsinger had a dreadful start. He made a little bit of ground and then lost it. Davey Boughton closing in on the 69 machine a hill, and Ryan Hunsinger's closing on him.
Paul Clager leads. Brian Anacoke in second with a good run for him as well. For Josh Hill in that 69 into a transfer spot, and Davey Boughton holding down 4th. He'll close the gap, but the caution flag comes out as Trevor Young has looped the 51 around down to the inside of corner number 4.
The car that I would watch on this restart is, boy, Josh Giraldi's wing is not going to create a lot of downforce like that. The 69 of Josh Hill, the handling was really going away on that race car, so I kind of think he might be vulnerable on this restart. Depends which way Davey Boughton goes. You know Ryan Hunsinger is going to be ultra aggressive and make a move, so it could bottleneck behind the 69. That was a scary one. We're about to go green, folks. Remember, the top 4 transfer into the main event. Everybody else, their night will be done.
Paul Clager in that 1A, ready to get back at it here. He leads them past the restart cone single file. Top 4. That's the position you need to be in, and Ryan Hunsinger from the back is there now.
Hunsinger gets around Davey Boughton for 4th. Boughton into the back bumper of Hunsinger's 43 machine. I thought Josh Hill was in trouble. He made a pass on Brian Nanacoke for 2nd.
Yeah, he has been really flexing his muscle here in this B main.
Guys, a flat left rear on Ryan Hunsinger. Flat left rear.
Oh, and Hunsinger, I was wondering what was going on there. He'll try to nurse that car, but you just can't drive at a speed with a flat left rear, although he just got the yellow he needed. There's no work area time in the B main, is there, Clay?
It's time by the 2 to go signal from Kyle McKenzie, and we've got one around Alan Gilletta.
I just assumed everyone knew we were under yellow because the car had spun there in 3 and 4. My mistake.
So Ryan Hunsinger will get a push back to the pit area. Oh. Whoa. That push truck is going to need to let off just a wee bit there. There we go. And it's a heartbreaker because they had the problems in the qualifying heat, have started the back in the B main.
Joe Skotnicki said, we're in the right order. You guys are ready to go. Let's go racing. The cone is in place.
Paul Clager leads again. 2 laps, make it a lap and a half left to go now. And it's side by side for 2nd. Josh Hill doing a fantastic job, but Brian Anacoke drives around the outside, gets 2nd back.
Derek Miller in that 38 was trying to mount a challenge. He got mired back there in the 6th spot a little bit longer than was comfortable for him, because I think he would have had a shot. He is lightning quick here in this final lap, but it may be too late. Oh, we're going to find out. Davey Boughton keeps his foot in it.
Dad. Oh, my. Red flag, mess there, and all I could see was Derek Miller headed towards our track photographer who was looking down at the time.
Davey Boughton gets out in a hurry.
Well, for those that have your cell phones, I'm sure we're going to get a look at this if the camera was on it.
I can't see how it wasn't. Boy, great safety equipment. Davey Boughton was online this week saying, hey, I've got a few spots for sponsors on the race car. If anybody is interested, I'm sure he could definitely use the sponsorship at this point. Safety officials talking to Jeff Newham. Clinton Jeffrey on the scene with Davey.
Well, I got Davey Boughton here. Davey, one of the underfunded teams here, just trying to get it done. You were looking for a good run here tonight. How you feeling?
I'm okay. I just want everyone to know I'm okay. I hope the rest of these guys are okay. I just don't really know what happened there. We were kind of wrecking in front of them, and next thing I know, I was upside down. So, like you were saying there, I'm probably one of the lowest funded teams back there. It doesn't look that bad. Front end, rear end. We'll see what we can do to try to get it out there for Sunday, but it's probably going to be a long shot for that.
All right, here's Davey Boughton, ladies and gentlemen, former mini stock champion. With a tough break. Jeff Newham, also one of the newcomers here, climbing out of his machine.
Derek Lemaire. Row 8, the 5 of DJ Christie in the 88H of Josh Hansen. Row number 9, the 5D of Jacob Dykstra and the 70 of Bailey Hurd. Row 10, the MK8 of Matt Hill. The 19 of Brandon Merle. Row 11, the 1A of Paul Clager and the 69 of Josh Hill. And back in the final row, the 9C of Brian Anacoke and the 3B of Blaine Barrow.
24 cars strong as the Stricklands GMC Freight Sprint Car features starting lineup. Holly Porter on the outside of the first row. Sean Evans on the inside. Sean trying to get his third win of the year, but his first here at Ohsweken Speedway, if he can do it tonight. Kyle McKenzie for the final time this evening. 2 green flags, 1 in each hand, ready to set them loose.
Final feature of the night, and we are underway, and Sean Evans breaks away from the back and heads into corner 1.
Holly Porter closes the door on Jesse Casa. We got one off the track. That's Derek Lemaire in turn 1. Lucas Smith also in that 49 with a pretty tough start. Oh, we've got one around in turn 3.
They all pile in.
AJ Lewis involved. Liam Martin, I believe, is one of the cars down there.
Paul Ballantyne.
Jacob Dykstra. No, I think that's Stephen Beckett, 08. I thought it was Liam Martin. No, it's not. It's Liam Martin. I'll just keep talking to myself until I sort this out.
Matt Hill is in there as well, wedged up in behind Jacob Dykstra's 5D. And Brian Anacoke just got woed up in time. I don't think he made any contact with the wall or those cars. So for Brian Anacoke, he should be able to move on okay. And there's AJ Lewis in the 24A as well, looped around.
So Hill getting backed up in the 8 machine. Jacob Dykstra, he's moving around quite a bit inside the car there, so I'm not sure if he's getting things undone. We're going to have a look at our replay.
Oh, I thought he was going to throw the steering wheel for you out. 1 lap in, 19 to go. Kyle McKenzie displays the white flag, so we'll get right back at it. Single file past the restart cone on the front stretch.
Sean Evans in the 87, Holly Porter in the 1, Jesse Costa in the 52. They have all visited victory lane this year. So has Aaron Turkey in the 68. He is further back. Brad Herron is the top running driver without a win this year. He runs in the 4th place.
Lead is out. Sean Evans picking up where he left off from last Saturday night down the Buxton Raceway. And guess who he beat that night? Jesse Costa and Holly Porter. He's out in front of them again.
Jesse Costa, the front-running car that elected the outside lane on that restart. He went up to the high side, hammered down, and had a great turn 1 and 2. He takes over the 2nd position. Holly Porter digging back on the bottom.
He's got it all wound up on the outside line. Porter working that inside groove. She bobbles just a little bit, and that allows Costa to clear at the start-finish line.
Watching deeper in the field, we've got a few hill-handling cars out there. Drivers struggling to find their groove. But at the front, it's Sean Evans out in front. Whoa, Holly Porter just about got too close to the inside wall.
Brad here, another solid run for him up in the top 5, running in 4th. And Hannah Farrell also looking crazy there in that 5th spot in car 4.
Porter not giving up the fight. She's still running the bottom in that one machine while Jesse Costa runs higher. Sean Evans opening up that gap just a little bit every lap.
Porter this time gets by Costa. Still committed to that inside line as his leader, Sean Evans, the driver out of Scotland, Ontario, the Anglin Insurance Total Rentals, number 87X.
Jesse Costa way up to the outside. I think he had to roll out of the throttle there in turn 2. But look at Sean Evans has lost the handle on that 87, shoved the nose. Holly Porter right up on the back end of the 87 machine for the lead. And we've got one around up between 1 and 2.
Brian Nanicoke loops the Canada Fuels number 9C up in corner 2, and that will bring out the caution on lap 7 with 13 laps left to go here in the Strickland GMC Crate Sprint Car feature.
Hey, Doug Leonard has joined the show. But he joined the earlier show too, didn't he? Doug, we miss you.
Where were the big blocks tonight?
Brewerton Speedway.
Ah.
The D-shaped Dirt Demon in Brewerton, New York.
Well, guys, Nanicoke looks to be all right here. Give me the okay. But we'll check his steering. He should be good to go.
Yeah, it seemed like a fairly innocent spin, Clint, when he went up there, got up a little high and get off the banking, and then you just hope you don't hit anything hard. A season here in any class, and you want to hear about drivers having all sorts of fun and really sort of rejuvenating their love for racing, and that's what Lucas Smith is doing this season in that 49L. We're about to go back to green with Sean Evans leading the way.
Holly Porter, a little tap on the Nerf bar there of the leader, Sean Evans, as they bring him back to the green flag.
Jesse Costa again immediately goes to the outside and makes gains through 1 and 2. Holly Porter dedicated to that bottom groove. As they're 3 wide for the lead on the back straightaway. Holly Porter down low. Sean Evans works up the racetrack. Jesse Costa thinks twice, and we've got one around. I believe that's Brian Nanicoke once again up in turn number 1.
Brian Nanicoke loops Canada Fuels 9C around again in corner number 1, so that brings us the caution one more time with 11 laps left to go. And that was a great battle with the top 3 there in that restart with Holly Porter, Sean Evans, and Jesse Costa.
Is key, especially in a division where you don't qualify every night. Like Ryan Hunsinger was going to contend for a championship this year. Nobody would have argued with that. He is so far out, missing tonight's feature. I believe he missed another race this year. So those who show up every week qualify every week and get to the finish.
Holly Porter back on the loud pedal, and she will lead them down the backstretch with Sean Evans in second, Costa in third. Brad Herron fourth, Lucas Smith into the top 5, and a big part of that, Aaron Turkey struggling. He's got the nose wing damage on that car. That's dropped him back to 6th.
That'll be a handful for that driver for sure. Rob Neely in the 74 battling with Josh Hansen in the 88. That battle's been ongoing for most of this race. Back and forth slide jobs.
Costa and Evans continue to go at it down in corner number 1, both around the rim this time in corners 1 and 2.
One around in 3, that's AJ Lewis, I believe, up off the end of turn number 3.
AJ out of the car already. And taking a look at the left front of the Instapanels Miska Trailers 24A.
Yeah, it looks like the front left portion arm has dropped.
That black and orange Ohsweken Speedway number 1, defending champion in this division with Jesse Costa. And the 52 running second. You can almost guarantee Porter's going to drive to the bottom in turn 1. Jesse Costa's going to drive to the top.
Green back out, single file pass the restart cone, and Holly Porter leading over Jesse Costa, who comes down the banking. Off of corner 2, gets a good run on the leader.
Checks up for just a second going into 3 and then is back on the throttle, back to the outside. Porter led at the stripe at that lap, but boy, oh boy, Jesse Costa is on the march.
Yeah, and Holly Porter really got sideways in corner number 2 and lost some real estate there at the line this time. It's going to be Jesse Costa, your race leader.
Down across the stripe, Lucas Smith trying to hold off Aaron Turkey, and whoa, Jesse Costa got too high. Holly Porter back to the inside, give her the lead.
Jesse gives it right back, and Sean Evans is still lurking right there. He's been able to catch these two, the 2 mistakes that they have made in recent laps.
And Jesse Costa, that's right where he gets into 1 okay, gets through in the middle of 1 and 2, and then he can't keep his forward bite. He slides up the racetrack towards the wall, but Holly Porter has to lift in traffic, and Jesse Costa gets back out into the lead.
They're trying to get around the lap car of Josh Hill. Costa does, and does a nice job around the outside to get the lead back. Porter, though, fighting right back on the bottom.
5 laps to go. 5 laps remain. Jesse Costa out in front. Now Sean Evans takes over the 2nd spot.
Looking for 2 wins in a row after his win on Saturday night. He loses a bit of real estate in corner number 2 as Porter attacks Costa again down in corner 4.
What a great battle for the lead in this great sprint car division. He squeezes to the outside of Blaine Barrow down the front straightaway.
4 laps left to go side by side down the backstretch as they split the lap traffic. Porter on the bottom, edges in front just a little bit as they work it off of 4, though Costa's going to get the run to the stripe. Costa
launched off the cushion that time in the middle of 3 and 4. Brian Nanicoke just in front of the leaders. Costa to the outside, Holly Porter to the inside. They have split the last 2 lap cars they've gone around.
We've seen some fantastic finishes here tonight in every feature event. Costa looking for his 2nd win of the season. And now Sean Evans blows it over the top of the berm in corner 1, and he'll lose a ton of track position, but he's still in 3rd.
But no spots. No spots lost. As the white flag flies, I've got to find our race leader again.
Down in 1 and 2, Holly Porter draws up Eamon Costa. He gets a good run down the backstretch, but Brandon Murrell's going to cut him off. Here comes Porter down to the inside through 3 and 4. Who's going to have the momentum? They come to the checkered flag. Jesse Costa picks up his 2nd win of the year.
Holly Porter going to come home 2nd. That was a wild one. Sean Evans 3rd, Aaron Turkey 4th, Lucas Smith rounds out the top 5. Whoa, Josh Hansen and Hannah Farrell bounce off each other to come home 6th.
We'll be here in town next Friday night, 7:30 start time, along with our 4 regular divisions for Friday night excitement. Lone Wolf Fireworks lighting up the sky. Check them out in Middleport, online on Facebook. Lone Wolf Fireworks, the official firework provider of Oshwegan Speedway. Let's get ready for the celebration down at Lucas Oil Products Victory Lane with Clinton Jeffrey.
Well, a bit of sportsmanship. Holly Porter comes over, gives Jesse Costa a nice hug behind the car. Here he is up on top of the 52, Jesse Costa here in Lucas Oil. Jesse, good drive tonight. I mean, I was talking as you guys were getting unbuckled here. These 3 cars have seen a lot of each other at home and on the Action Sprint Tour so far. Talk about your race tonight for us.
Oh, that was probably one of the craziest races I've been a part of my whole career. I thought Holly was going to get me there in lap traffic at the end. But, yeah, these guys are always up front. It's going to be a tough year.
Let's talk about the contact with the lap car going down the back straightaway. It's miraculous that you're standing here in the number 1 spot because you had to hit the brakes, hit the wall, and still manage to flat-foot it around 3 and 4 back to the checkered flag.
Yeah, he was in the middle. I didn't know if he was going to come up, but you're leading, and I know she was right there, so it's kind of hard to let off. But I got to thank Wells Boundary, Magnum Signs, Best Safety Training, Welders Millwrights Incorporated, and D&O Towing, and my dad. He made all the right calls today. My crew, my girlfriend, Janelle, my parents.
There it is from Jesse Costa. We'll get over here and get a quick word with Holly Porter, the defending 2017 champion. Holly, what a battle there. You were married to the bottom. He was on the top. Lap cars in the way. Was exciting from the driver's seats that looked from the outside.
That was a lot of fun. To battle like that, back and forth, just a blast.
Sunday, obviously, for you guys have had a lot of seeing this 87 and 52 car. What can you do on Sunday to get yourself a little bit better?
Hopefully we just have a good, clean run, and we'll probably see these 3 on this podium, but we'll see.
There you have it. Holly Porter gets it done. We'll get over here and talk to Sean Evans. Sean, solid run for you. Your season's really been something you got to be happy about. But let's talk about the one miscue tonight. You blew it off the turn 2. Thankfully, you didn't lose a spot, but that was basically just trying to hold on from third from there on out.
Yeah, I think I had a good run. We may have been able to throw a slider on Jesse because I think we both were going to get Holly there in that last lap, but I think I drove it in a little too hard and got off the top, so it is what it is.
Solid run for Saturday's winner down at South Buxton, Sean Evans. How about, ladies and gentlemen, one final round of applause for Jesse Costa, Holly Porter, and Sean Evans. They will go and get set up, ready to do battle Sunday at Humberstone with the Action Sprint Tour. We want to thank Jason Hill and all his staff for everything they do for us. Want to thank Cormark, everybody from the Canadian National Autism Foundation, Joe Scott Nicky for filling in, did a great job tonight. I'll turn it up to you, Greg, to take us home. Thanks, everybody.
The Race of Champions Sportsman Tour is in town along with our 4 regular Friday night divisions. Make sure you're here. 7:30 start time, both live in person, just $14 for adult, $10 for students and seniors. Make sure you're here. 7:30 is race time. So on behalf of the Styres